What's going on? This is JP from Golfheadz, and today we're going to take a look at the Nike Infinity Tour 2s that just released for 2024. Are these a cop or a drop? Stick around to the end of this video and we're going to give it a rating out of 10. There's three categories that we want to focus on. We're going to start with the style, followed by the performance, and then lastly, the value of the shoes. These are worn quite a bit from tour players such as Brooks Koepka, and the previous models did get a lot of bad feedback, a lot of issues with some of the design as well as the performance aspects. We'll dive deeper into that. When I first saw this shoe, I really liked the overall aesthetic. It's just a simple, clean silhouette, bit of a different shape from the Infinity Tour Next Percents, as well as the original Infinity Tours. So I thought this could pass as a great performance athletic shoe, as well as, dressing up a little bit and having these on. These definitely could pass for that. So when we take a look at the style, the first thing you'll notice when you take it out of the box is the upper material. So they call this the fly weave, and although it does look like a netting breathable material, it does have sort of this plastic feel and film across the shoe. It's a bit narrow on the heel. I don't know if I love that, but enough width on the front of the shoe. With this fly weave material, the one positive is that it's pretty easy to clean. So I was out the other day and I captured a lot of mud on top. Just give it a nice scrub through and it comes off fairly easily. Can't say the same around some of these other air pockets here. Lots of dirt can get built up there and you kind of have to dig it out if you want to make it look like a brand new shoe all the time. Just a very light shoe, looks pretty clean overall. Moving on to the performance. So this is really the biggest deal breaker for most golfers. How do they feel? Are they comfortable? Does it have good traction? There are a lot of improvements from the Nike Percent. I felt like there were some missed opportunities in terms of overall comfort and feel. Personally, I felt that it hugged my feet. I don't have particularly wide feet. I know they do have a wide version of this model. I would have just gone with the wide version just to play it safe. I did feel it hugging the foot quite a bit, but it is overall true to size. Didn't have any issues thinking it was too tight around the toe box area. So, if you are looking to pick these up, true to size, you'll be fine with that. It is waterproof, so it does have a 2-year warranty. And as we did the waterproof test, the tongue does hold up pretty well. You add that with the traction, definitely a performance shoe in those wetter conditions. Biggest issue I have is the stiffness. And I think this is one of those types of shoes you need to break in before your round. As you can see with the toe box, it doesn't quite bend. And if you're swinging a club, you need to kind of follow through. And this does prevent you to feel comfortable when you are following through on your swing. There's moments too when I'm either speed walking or running to the green, not because I hit a hole in one, but just to kind of speed things along. It feels like you're kind of just tapping your feet on the ground as opposed to doing a natural walk. If you are taking these right out the box and heading to a course, go on a little run in a park, work them in a bit. What I did like is they have some inner padding here to kind of support your ankles. Some additional softness, keeps your foot locked in. But the main thing about the Infinity Tours is their traction system. So they do not have removable spikes. They're quite big. Previous models were a lot bigger. They did decrease the size of the spikes and added 2 more on the forefront. So this was a known issue where it was a bit too bulky. And then they also added a slit here. And as I mentioned with the toe stiffness, I guess this helps a little bit, but it's not significant enough to notice. The Tour 360 2024s came out. One thing that is noticeable that's missing is a spike on the toe. When I put this on, and my boy Josh put them on as well, we felt that as you took a step, you can notice a slight drop off. And I don't know if everyone will notice that right out the gate. I personally did a few times throughout the round. I wish there was just one more spike at the toe. Could help with traction as well. All right, and lastly, let's move on to the value. Nike dropped these at retail, $170 USD. Can go up to $190 if it's a energy or a special edition of the shoe. But this falls in line with a lot of other performance shoes that are out in the market. You see kind of FootJoy and Adidas hovering around that $190 mark. So you might get a little bit more value out of these. But, personally, I feel like it is the right price point for this type of shoe. Anything cheaper might be a red flag telling you that it might be a lower end shoe. I did like having these shoes on during my round. They just looked clean. They worked really well in terms of traction. And again, the weather, I think I need to give this some more time, let it break in, and maybe my opinions might change a bit. But when we take a look at the style, you know, I'm going to give it a 8.5 out of 10. A lot of opportunities for Nike to release some cool designs. We've already seen this one for the Masters, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more releases for other majors. But then moving on to the performance, I think I'm going to score it a 5.7 out of 10. I know that a lot of thought has gone into the sole, but I'm not a big fan of this harder shell. I do need some flexibility, and I want to feel the ground when I'm swinging the club. And then lastly, the value. At 170, you know, decent value compared to some other shoes in the market. I would say it's a 6 out of 10. So that's our review on the Nike Infinity Tour 2s. Let us know if you did pick these up, what you think about them in the comments below. Everyone has their own opinion. We know that. And I do think this has some potential to break in and be a good looking shoe. So thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe and like button. We got some more content on the way. Thanks for watching. All right, cool.